Hey folks, we've got Grey Knights versus Eldar, so the Death Star versus the D. uh, Basically, it's 2,000 points, and it's a Maelstrom mission, and the mission is Deadlock. At the top here, we've got Terminators with a Librarian, and he's got invisibility, so that's pretty scary. They're going to be deep striking in, and it's a scary unit. We also have Drago with his group of paladins. Those guys are going to be in a Storm Raven, and that Storm Raven's actually going to be starting on the table. We'll take a look at that in a sec. We've got two assassins, one in my lines and one up here at the top of this tower. Don't know a lot about the assassins, sorry folks. We've got a Dread Knight and a second Dread Knight, and check out this Dread Knight. It's got this wicked cloak going on. Really neat. So you can see the Sky Shield platform where the Storm Raven is starting out. So that's Drago's little kind of I'm gonna come get you vehicle. On my side, I had a Wave Serpent with Wraithguard D-size. We had 8-man jet bikes. With a Warlock. We had another group of Wraithguard with D-size and my 3 Vipers. We also had a small Conclave, so Farseer and 3 Warlocks, 2 groups of Guardians and Wave Serpents, and my fantastic Swooping Hawks. Love those guys. So, I did get first turn like I said, and my main focus was to get rid of that assassin out of my lines. Wasn't so effective. Tons of shooting. 20 Guardians, 3 Vipers, and 9 Swooping Hawks shooting in on this girl, and she wouldn't die. She only took 1 wound. Jet bike swap places with the Conclave. These guys moved up, just empty Wave Serpents now. And then, of course, these Wave Serpents with the D-size moved up and took a few pot shots at the Storm Raven. Really didn't cause any damage whatsoever, unfortunately. So on their turn, the Terminators came in, as well as the Assassin. She kind of moved back and fired and ripped apart those Guardians, took a huge chunk of them. Quite happy how they did manage to kind of survive a few cases, but for the most part, they pretty much died. There was some firing coming in from the Storm Raven and a Dread Knight. So Dread Knight moved into the building here and up at the top as well where that assassin was. And I did manage to jink, but I lost a hull point. My retaliation was to just throw everything into those Terminators and go for that Warlord and First Blood. I did manage to kill them off, and surprisingly enough, I did get to kill the Dread Knight on this side too with the D-sides. But the only thing is, my guys are a little bit of out of position here. I wasn't sure where I was going to be going with them. But to get one of the objectives, I did manage to turbo boost my jet bikes up and hopefully slow down Drago's death of evilness. With that said, on the Grey Knight's turn, I lost some guys. I lost the remainder of the Guardians and my Wave Serpent to that Dread Knight. The Assassin jumped in and assaulted the full squad of Guardians and did manage to cut down quite a few of them. The Wraithguard were pretty much chewed to pieces. I lost 3 of them to the Storm Raven, but Drago and his company jumped out of the Storm Raven and took my destruction. They killed off some of those jet bikes, and I was hoping that would kind of slow them down. So I lined up my Wraithguard all ready to go. I moved in my Conclave ready to jump on that, basically the objective underneath the Storm Raven. Took a few pot shots at the Dread Knight and didn't cause enough wounds to really take it down. There was like a few wounds left. And then the Assassin finished off the remainder of my Guardians, ready to kind of pounce on whatever was left over. Drago and company kind of did their Gate of Infinity, and they mishapped on a building, or not a building, on one of my squads. And they rolled a 1, so they kind of died. So that kind of really changed this game. The Storm Raven did move, and it's still on the platform, and kind of turned in and fired in on my Conclave, and did manage to kill off one of them, one of the Warlocks. The Wave Serpents here focused a lot of its fire into the Assassin up top, and managed to kill him. And then the Assassin is going to be running in on those Wraithguard, so pretty much the defensive fire pretty much killed her off. The Dread Knight was it basically killed off from the Viper shooting it in the back. So overall, it was a very good game. I really like going up against some of these tough lists, but I don't think it was a really good measure of how well my Eldar are doing right now because of that loss of the Paladins and Drago because of the mishap. But overall, again, like I said, fantastic game, and I look forward to doing some more. So I will see you guys later. Bye now.